And welcome to the regular meeting of the Daly City Recreation Commission here in Daly City Hall. It is Tuesday, April 22nd, and I call into order this meeting at 7 p.m. And I'd like everyone to join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And I'm just going to go back a bit because I forgot to do my due diligence and say there are two ways to do public participation. One is to submit a comment in writing. Please visit www.dalycity.org/agendas and complete the public comment form. And number two is to speak at the meeting in person. Please complete a speaker card located at the entrance to the council chambers and submit to a staff member as early in the meeting as possible. Cool. And moving on to roll call, please.
Commissioner Inouye. Commissioner Ortiz.
Here.
Commissioner Luna.
Here.
Vice Chair Miranda.
Here.
And Chair Montanez.
Present. Thank you. And moving on to the approval of the agenda. Feel free to look it over, and if everyone is satisfied, may I get a motion, please, to approve tonight's agenda?
I motion to approve.
Thank you, and can I get a second?
I second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to the approval of minutes of last meeting. Feel free to read it over, and if everyone is satisfied, I'll motion to approve the last meeting's minutes. Can I get a second, please?
I second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you. And do we have any public comments tonight?
We do not have any public comments tonight.
Thank you. And any directors' reports?
We do not have a director's report this evening.
Thank you. Then we will move on to commissioners' report. First on the docket is discussion regarding goals for the Recreation Commission. So this was a follow-up to the presentation that was provided by Edgardo. Thank you, Edgardo, for the the rundown of the calendars, events, and just the programs that the department has to offer for the year, and some of the department goals that were presented to us. And I had thought of the idea that the commission as a collective should also discuss and maybe even formulate some goals that we can add on to supplement and support the department. So a little kind of like a homework, I want to say, as a follow-up for our meeting tonight. And so I just want to open up the floor and offer the mic to anyone who wants to start with any ideas that they want to present.
By any chance, recreation, do we have any data or any surveys that we've done in the past that gets public comments about, or just their ideas on what's going on in the community, or just have they shared through these surveys or such? Because what I was thinking about was if there's a survey that has been done in the past, maybe we could pull some ideas from that community members have shared in the past, or maybe even in conversation with other recreation, let's say program coordinators, just from hearing, as a baseline to kind of start from. But if not, totally fine. If there's any survey that's been done in the past.
So we have done a few surveys, I would say more in the last few years, focused in the active adult senior area and what their wants or interests are. Through public comment, I think we've tried to address public comment in a general sense for those that have needs for their children to do open gym, basketball things. I think we've tried to satisfy that. But I can't think of anything off the top of my head that anything else. I think our focus coming out of COVID was really the focus of the active adult seniors and what their needs were. But we're happy to, look at potential surveys down the line for different age groups and see what that benefit might be.
That'd be awesome.
And if I may, so I will give it up to our staff, full-time, part-time. So they are constantly in communication with the community. So they're constantly getting feedback from them directly. And obviously, there's constraints of, what we can offer and when we can offer. But we always get that feedback, especially from the seniors. As Denise mentioned, in the past, we've had people come to our Recreation Commission meetings and present, in public comment their ideas. And we've tried to address as much as we can with what we have and when we can. But with that, the staff is constantly putting out surveys in different areas. So it is constant. We don't have necessarily a database of all the answers, but even with our scholarship program, for example, the application has certain criteria, but once we get a little bit more information, we'll be able to kind of see where the need is. So, yeah.
Thanks so much.
This summer, though, we do have a survey. This summer, we do have a survey that's ready to go out for the end of the summer, where our staff wants to have the public decide on what the themes are for the summer camp. So we were trying to do it last summer, but we didn't hit the mark in time. So it's already set for this summer. And then some of our facilities have also, as Edgardo mentioned, they talk to the patrons on a day-to-day basis. But we've had some community centers give it out to their specific community centers to see what they want within the community centers. So it's just general surveys to get to know our patrons.
Thank you.
Real quick, Chair, just want to add to the goals that I've been kind of thinking of for Recreation Commission, especially for us serving as the board. And I think I want to definitely suggest that a priority for us should be fundraising. And I know in the last meeting in January, or February, I believe, we spoke on the scholarship fund, and we mentioned how several events we're planning upcoming this year will help aid to that scholarship fund. And out of a lot of the programming and recreation, because a lot of the effort has been, recovering from the pandemic, a lot of those on the field services that's been here for over a decade, they prioritize that. And I think what ended up falling short was the scholarship fund, because during that time, a lot of it was being used as well. So I think just an overall general focus in that, maybe because I've seen boards host fundraiser events, maybe we tether it, we are we are recreation. Maybe we could get help from a golf course, and perhaps we could do some sort of golf event, because you know how much those could raise funds or whatnot. But just throwing ideas like that, and leveraging the big events that recreation already hosts every year. So there's the one at March Banks. We have Hip Hop Day coming up. We could definitely leverage Top of the Hill Festival to have either some sort of branding or booth to really focus on fundraising. I've seen things effective like a 50-50 raffle. Certain things like that where not necessarily recreation staff, they're not brand, their particular brand isn't for asking for money. It's about giving. And for us, we could come into these events and leverage the fact that, we have our own personal brands, and we could leverage that to help them do what they do best. So that's one idea. And then the other thing that I think, just speaking to recreation staff over the last few months, is I know the T-ball program has been struggling in terms of getting membership as well. I've been trying to think of ways to do it, but at the end of the day, I know when the baseball team, our pro baseball team, does really well, that's when those type of programs start gaining more popularity. And that's kind of what's happening right now with the Giants. Not saying you guys have to keep up with the scores and all of that, but they're doing pretty good right now. And But that's the type of thing, the cultural events that create like excitement in programs like this. And we've seen it when it comes to basketball, football. Flag football was as popular when the Niners kept going to the Super Bowl every year. So that's something that I think we could leverage, and I think we could benefit, or programs like that could benefit through the work we do in fundraising the scholarship fund. So it's a trickle down effect, but I think we have that leveraging power to kind of infiltrate these big events that's already happening year after year. And like maybe we have our own table and booth and we just kiss and hug babies until we fill up that scholarship fund. You know what I mean? Like we figure something out, but I think we could do something like that.
I agree. I agree. Just attending events in itself and just kind of being present on behalf of recreation. I think that's definitely something we could definitely do. Just kind of piggybacking off of the 49ers with flag football and everything. I participated in it. It was a lot of fun, and till this day, wish it was still here. But it gets me thinking that, for instance, next year is going to be the Super Bowl. We have that patch of land that we used to play football on, and it's still there. Even in preparation, we have a whole year. Even in preparation now, possibly it's a fundraising event too, or some type of event that we could kind of just use. The Super Bowl is going to be here in the Bay Area, and we could definitely do something with that. I don't know. I don't have that vision yet, but maybe even just like kind of bring back football, maybe during that time, maybe.
And absolutely. And I think like one thing that we definitely need to kind of understand the roadmap to is like, obviously we're allowed to have these conversations on building for the city within our meetings here. And it should be, all the information should be given to the public, obviously the Brown Act. But how do we have more conversations to build smaller projects without crossing any lines and making sure we're like letting the community know and yeah.
Can I just finish
no, go ahead.
can I just finish the thought about the whole 49ers thing?
Absolutely. Sorry to cut
No,
you off.
you're good. You're good. The reason why I bring it up is because the 49ers, with other organizations, they are building football fields all throughout the peninsula. I know of one that's going to be happening in East Palo Alto. So, that being said, yeah, I just throw that out there. And we could definitely have a conversation with the 49ers, I'm assuming, and kind of seeing, especially with the history of Daly City with flag football, like that's in itself history. It's big. But I think we could do something as an idea if we want to put it as a goal. But continue. Go on.
Just to piggyback on a lot of things here, but in terms of, taking advantage of our connections and the brainstorming ideas of utilizing brands, especially as a city in the peninsula with like three major sports teams and the three major sports. I was thinking of like utilizing the community engagement programs of like the huge companies and businesses in our area. Like Ceremony Mall is developing fast, and there are new businesses coming up, and I'm sure that one common factor that we all share with those businesses is engaging with community. And I think there's some common ground there. I think also that there's some due diligence here that we should act on with researching, you know, community friendly businesses and still maintaining that relationship with small businesses, because we are a city that really embraces our local businesses. And also to piggyback on the idea of ensuring that we still maintain our or following the rules and the Brown Act. And I'm going to refer to staff here. Is it possible to form an ad hoc committee that would address, let's say, a fundraising idea?
Yeah, so as long as there's not three, so you could do an ad hoc of two
Okay.
and then bring back to the commission in a format such as this, your, what you came up with and thoughts and plans and going forward, and as long as it stays within that two
Okay.
person.
So let's,
There could be someone that's doing like two
Right.
individuals doing fundraising, two individuals are doing the looking out of the utilizing community engagement and what that looks like.
Right.
You know, so that
Yeah,
can
so,
play out.
yeah,
And
so
you got 2 and 2, so.
right, so hypothetically, let's say in this meeting or a future meeting, we agree on forming an ad hoc committee.
Yeah.
And that committee or those two people will have to report back within the monthly meeting that occurs.
It really would be up to you guys to decide that schedule and how that
Okay.
looks.
Okay.
So if you decide you're gonna meet twice a month,
Right.
in your ad hoc status and then bring it back, yeah.
Okay.
So it would be embedded into the meeting notes, because then you could have a conversation about what the 2 committee came up with.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I do want to say, just to chime in, one of the areas that we have been tasked to going forward, our budgets are going for approval to the council. We have another budget study session coming up, but we've been tasked that anything, if we're bringing anything in that is new, even though it's coming back new, everything has to be full cost recovery at this point. So that is something to think about, when you're talking about, trying to get the sponsor pieces. It's not just the supplies, it's not just the part-time staff that might be involved in that, it's a full-time cost recovery as well. So just being mindful of that. That is something that we maybe necessarily didn't have years back, but we are going towards that going forward. So 26, 27 budgets, if we do want to bring something in, it has to be fully recovered.
Cool. Thank you for that. Just want to pass the mic to Commissioner Luna if you have any ideas.
Yeah, picking up from your comment about community engagement and then Sol's comment about being present at the events, and this is outside of all the event planning that we're already talking about, but I think just personally or individually having a goal of like just somehow getting a little bit more deeper in the community. Like we go to events and that's great, but maybe, and we're already volunteering our time, but maybe we could take it a step further and maybe at one of the events we're volunteering. And I think there's a lot of value in like these listening tours, and really understanding the community, because we could, pick up the surveys and everything, but I think it's always more impactful when we're on the ground talking to folks. And I think a lot of I mean, I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I come in and I'm there for a quick minute and then I gotta go. But it'd be great to just spend a whole day maybe, and just really experience what is happening in firsthand. So.
You all read my mind. That was literally something I wrote, I think, like a while ago. But basically, a personal goal of mine that I want to promote is, as commissioners, let's at least attend one or two of the events or visit one of the programs being run. And being intentional with the visit, for one thing, is engage with the residents and really promote that we are a commissioner or we are a commission that wants to start a conversation with the residents and intentionally ask them their inputs and even their needs and like what they think of the programs or events that they're participating in. So it's somewhere in my notebook, but yeah, because I know we're all busy and we all have our busy lives, but I think attending one or two and even volunteering in those events would really impact and really start that conversation and build a bridge with our residents. So yeah, that is a goal that I think we should we should commit to for the year. But does anyone else want to add on? Or?
If I can, through the
Oh,
chair?
yes.
One of the things that I've seen happen, and it's happened organically, and Hip Hop Day, Commissioner Ortiz can speak to that. He is supporting the Hip Hop Day. I'm just thinking outside of the box. Maybe there's an opportunity for each of you as individuals, if there is an event that you have some passion for, whether, I'm not talking flag football at this point, but who knows down the line. But an event that we already do that you would like to participate in and be a part of the planning process, maybe that would be an opportunity there. And maybe because because to stay away from the commingling of different things, but, Commissioner Ortiz is embedded in the Hip Hop Day. I know that Commissioner Luna did partake in a great deal with Kasayahan. So just thinking outside of the box there, that could be somewhere where you guys have a deeper conversation, or you can decide, oh, I would like to do this or that, and then reach back out to us, and we can definitely put you in, connection with it, because we would love it. It gives, you hear from us all the time about what we do and what we are on a day-to-day, month-to-month, year-to-year basis. But I truly appreciate and love the fact that the buy-in that you have when you come to something and you are truly bought into it, it makes us even happier, because you represent who we are, and you could talk all you want to talk about what we do, but to see you embedded in it would be so amazing, even more, to watch it, to sit across the table from you with, the planning stages. So,
Yeah, in my experience in these event meetings, you get to really see all the recreation staff like at their best, right? Like, it's just like here, conversations going back and forth, but like, it's the stage before action needs to be done. So it's exciting because like you see the immediate outcomes, and yeah, it's we're in the office at Westlake. We got the big round table, the big like TV screen. Anything you need to communicate with anybody, like everyone's ready to give somebody a call and just get everybody engaged. But yeah, it's been a great experience, and like you really get to utilize, like, you think of something, we don't have to pass anything or get any votes or nothing. Like if everyone agrees in the room, like that's what everyone's gonna end up doing. And so far, like the outcome of that event has been exceeded the expectations we had in the first one, and we're really excited for the next one. And speaking of that, because we're on Commissioner's Report right now, right? Just want to give you guys a little bit of an update on Hip Hop Day. Currently, we are planning, like obviously you guys know that we induct a Hip Hop Hall of Fame every year. It's the first one in, I believe, in San Mateo County, and first time in Daly City that has a hip hop festival, and it's going to be happening every single year. I believe we set on August 15th, 16th. Okay, August 16th, and currently, right now, we are finalizing a pitch deck to gain sponsorships and hopefully a title sponsor. We're modeling off of the Top of the Hill Festival's pitch deck. And once that's complete, I'm going to send it out to you all. And feel free to try to grab as many sponsors as we can for the event. The goal is for us to hit, we don't have a set goal, like fundraising goal, but we would like to hit 10 to 15K for the event, so we could elevate the actual event, make it like a true like music festival type of feel. While anything over that will be donated to the scholarship fund. The sponsors, there's different tiers for it. We're prepared to give, and we're still finalizing the cost of the sponsorship packages, because I did another look, Denise, and I was like, I think we could squeeze a little bit more out of these big companies. And because we do offer, yeah, I mean, we're not, this is the game, you guys. The money is going to the community, is going to the scholarship fund, and like the city of Daly City deserves like festivals like these and opportunities to get the entire city out. But yeah, anything that exceeds that goal, is going to go straight into the scholarship fund. And maybe we figure out other ways to fundraise, because you've seen it, Fernando, last year. There was a whole bunch of people, and we took everything we've learned, and we did a survey that day too. We took everything we've learned from that event, and we feel really confident on elevating it for this year. So that's the update so far. I guess the next thing you'll see is like an email from me with the pitch deck once it's ready to go, and start shooting away and see what we could get. But that's my update. If you want to add anything else, I think I covered most of it. So cool.
Thank you for that update. Does anyone else want to add more ideas, comments, questions before I close the commissioner report?
I'm just curious. Just having this conversation now, when do you think we could begin like an action plan of things to kind of just focus on and then just let's just go with it? Or are we going to have individual goals for ourselves and then ultimately kind of unite together? Or just kind of throwing out the idea like action plan?
If I may, Chair, and then you could follow up with me after. I think there's infrastructures for both right now.
Yeah.
I think what Denise mentioned is if there's like an already existing event, there's most likely a collaborating team for it. And as commissioners, we should have the ability to jump into that at any time we want. Just we'll give the folks a heads up. Now, in terms of, I think, figuring out what's the next steps as a project for a commission, we need a unified goal. And I think once we figure that out, we could begin first steps, because I think a lot of us have been in this position before of like starting a project, finishing a project, and seeing the outcomes of it. We're all experiencing that, and that's what we know how to do. It's just like now let's all get together, figure out what works for all of us, so we know that, all right, as a team, we could get the best possible outcome. And that, yeah, that's about it.
I dig it. Yeah. Ultimately, what was I gonna say? I like that unified goal for the commission. Chair, do you think we could have that conversation as a unified goal for next?
Yeah, I've already kind of had the intention that this will be an ongoing conversation, that this isn't just a one item agenda for one meeting. We will always go back to our goals and kind of give ourselves a pulse check of, are we meeting our goals for the year? And this will be a living, breathing document where we can edit our goals and add more goals if we are capable. But going back to next or first steps, and I want to refer to staff here and just like correct me here if I'm wrong, but is it already possible? Because I have two ideas already, and that is one, form an ad hoc committee to kind of help synthesize our goals and have that conversation with whoever is going to be part of that committee. And two is we had a retreat last year, and I'm wondering if the staff is capable of hosting another retreat this year.
You're fine. So the first one, my suggestion on putting goals together is maybe you can all, through your emails, just send what goal thoughts you might have directly to Edgardo and myself. And then we'll compile that list together. And then we'll send it out to you guys individually. And then once you've created that ad hoc committee, or the subcommittee to determine these, that could be the committee then that vets that process through of what the goals, what you prioritize your goals, and then maybe put the others on the back burner. With regard to a retreat, we can definitely do something. I will say, though, that the retreat would be, as far as I'm understanding, just a general, kind of like what we did where it was just, coming together and having a little food and just chilling. If it's something more outside of that, I would need to get direction from the city attorney to see what that could look like in that kind of format.
I can jump in on this. You could always also call for a special meeting. So if needed, so like Denise said, so if there is, bring the ideas in, we can collect them, oversee, because there might be things that you bring up that are already in process. So we can be like, we're already doing that. Let's concentrate on, these are the ones you want to concentrate on. So there can always be a special meeting to to come together to create the ad hoc. Obviously, we could wait until next Recreation Commission meeting, but that's within the bounds of creating a special meeting to, vote for something. If there's something concrete, we could put it on the agenda and then move forward from there. But yeah, so we want to like get it on the agenda so people are aware of what it is, so that if they do have public comment, to help direct, commission, they have the opportunity to speak on that. So
So I'm looking at our next meeting date, which is May 27. And what I'm thinking is, oh, go ahead.
sorry. So with that, so because that Tuesday falls after a holiday,
Oh,
and
is it
that's
Memorial Day?
Technically, it's going to be a council meeting. We may get bumped.
Oh, okay.
So for that one would be an opportunity to do a special meeting another day. Obviously, we have to make sure that council chambers are available and that you're all available to reschedule that meeting. But
Right.
but yes, so our next meeting may be bumped. But if you can let me know what days you're available. We can meet earlier in the month, after the month. It just depends on
Right.
the abilities.
Yeah, because I was thinking with a 1 month timeline, I think that's enough time for us to form an ad hoc committee on this specific agenda and to already kind of present a unified list of goals for the commission. Just to take advantage of the time and let's already implement first steps and have a clarified list of goals for the year. And so I refer to staff and the commission because it sounds like it most likely will have to schedule a special meeting if that is
Correct.
Yeah.
Most likely, yes. And the great thing with the special meeting, we only need 24 hours notice to be able to have it.
okay.
So if the idea is to present the ideas, and then we can present back what the collective has presented to us. We can, if there's a date that it's in mind. So communication to myself and Denise to say what your ideas are and what your availability may be in the next month or so. And there's nothing, we can go into June, early June, and still have our regular meeting at the end of June. So it's it's up to your schedule. So
Okay.
And then special meetings would be held here.
yes, as long as it's available, it will be.
And it'll be broadcasted or no?
If yes,
Okay.
that we'll have to check. It's just the availability. If let's say council chambers is not available, an alternative location, probably our admin office would be the location, and it would be available for the community to still attend. So
So, yeah, it looks like we're leaning towards scheduling that special meeting within the 24-hour notice. And before we move on, could I already have that ad hoc committee form now and have it do their thing and then have them report within the special meeting that will be scheduled?
Yeah, you can ask for anybody that would like to be on the ad hoc committee, and then there would just have to be 2 individuals. And then it would be through the chair.
All right. Can I do it now?
Sure can.
Okay, then I'd like to invite my commissioners who are interested in forming a 2-member ad hoc committee focused on synthesizing our unified goal as a commissioner. Would anyone like to be part of that ad hoc committee?
Count me in. I'm in.
All right, we have 1 member. And follow up. Can the chair be part of that or yeah?
yes.
Before I volunteer myself, does anyone Does anyone want to take that spot, that second spot?
Go for it. You gave the invite, honestly.
All right. I'm number 2 on that ad hoc committee. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, awesome. All right. So before I close commissioner's report, last comments, questions? All right. Thank you guys. That was a very exciting conversation. Um, moving on to announcements and communications, I'm going to pass it on to our wonderful staff.
All right. So announcements, communication. So I didn't put it on here because we didn't have the final flyer, but we do have Force Fest coming up. So as a Star Wars advocate, if you guys haven't been to the office lately, but if you were to come, you'd know. Anyway, so on May 3rd, Saturday, May 3rd at Westlake Park, we are doing Force Fest. So this is going to lead into our SYRP, so our Summer Youth Recreation Program. So it's an opportunity to, 1, celebrate Star Wars, 2, for staff to kind of get a dry run of what to expect in the summer. So we'll be there. You have the flyer in front of you. I believe it's 10 to 2. You guys can, 11 to 2. Thank you. So registration is open. It's $5 per resident, $6.50 for non-residents. So it's an opportunity just to have fun with Star Wars. So, oh yeah. So
It's May the 3rd.
So
May
it
the
is
3rd
May
be with
3rd.
you. May
It's
the 3rd be with
It's
you.
Saturday, May 3rd. I apologize for that. I
Also,
will do that.
Also, just a heads up, it says summer 2024.
That's
Oh,
helpful,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I apologize.
That's what I thought.
Disregard the date and
Yes.
keep the
it's-
time.
It's May
and
3rd.
everything else is the same.
2025. Yes, that is the flyer from last year. I did a quick search and that's what I got.
We were just
Sorry.
testing you.
I apologize. I appreciate the commission being on top of it. Thank you.
May the 4th be with you.
But yes, may the 4th be always with you. All right. So, but the next one is our Health and Wellness Fair on Wednesday, May 14th from 10 to 2 at the Pacelli Event Center. We will be having information tables it's open to everyone. It's a free event. We're going to have vendors coming in to talk about anything and everything health and wellness. Our staff has been working really hard to get a plethora of vendors and resource tables to give information to the community. So it is focused mostly for seniors because it's during daytime hours, but anyone that wants to learn and get something out of it, health and wellness related, so it'll be there for you. So other than that, we also have our I presented your the summer camp guide. Summer camps are available now. So Daly City is one of the most affordable cities to have your children in summer camps. I can attest as I have signed up my kid because everyone else is very expensive. So I know Denise wanted to say something.
I do have one more event that the City of Daly City is in partnership with Pitt organization, and we are presenting the Shine event again this year at Gellert Park. It is from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I know that they're going to have entertainment. There's going to be resource tables, merch tables, food booths, food trucks, pickleball, basketball, softball, inflatables, haircuts. So it's just a great event for everyone to come and enjoy, and I'm sure it'll be great weather because that's what it does. It just kind of brings a little wind right at the end.
It's at Gellert Park,
Yeah.
so bring a jacket.
So, and they'll be parking both on the street, in the parking structure, and then we're hoping to get access to the parking structure that is partnered with AAA. So, come and join.
And what's the date for the Shine
May
event?
17th,
17th. Thank you.
because we don't have enough events. May 3rd, May.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so I think that's it. We're going to go for adjournment. If there's no further discussion or comments, may I get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn?
All right. And may I get a second?
I second.
All right, second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, thank you everyone so much for being here. Thank you.